could maybe finish one portion between the two of us. And even that's a stretch. But one portion each? There's no chance.
Time to dig in. Thanks for the food, Uncle Atoli.
Whoa! Hold on! Varessa's plate looks completely different than ours!
I forgot to mention, the competition actually has 2 levels. The regular challenge and the Varessa challenge. The Varessa challenge is only for people who have completed the regular challenge in the past. It's named after Varessa because, well, so far, she's the only one who's been able to finish it.
You're kidding. You had to invent a whole new challenge just for her?
Believe me, if Varessa competed in the same class as everyone else, the winner would be decided before the competition even started. What's the fun in that? Only one other person has come close to beating the Varessa challenge, and that would be the Pyro Archon herself. Of course, she breezed through the normal level, but the Varessa challenge was still too much, even for her. Back then, it was all part of an investigation. You see, the Pyro Archon covers all expenses at the Weary Inn the night before the pilgrimage. And each time, Varessa's tab would show several dozen people's worth of food for a single person. The speaker's chamber thought something had to be wrong. Maybe there was a mistake in the accounts, or someone was trying to defraud the Archon. But once the Archon finally saw Varessa's appetite in action, that was that.
Whoa. Okay, so... You're saying Malika had these portions, and she just breezed through? You're right. Let's go. Paimon's gonna defend her honor with everything she's got! Whoa! Tender, juicy, grilled to perfection! It's delicious! Oh, you gotta try this one too, Traveler! It's amazing! Oh, and this! And this one is... Alright, that's it. Paimon taps out. All this time, and it doesn't look like we've made any progress. Oh, Paimon's ready to throw in the towel. Okay, Paimon! You know what? There really should be a Paimon challenge. Paimon's smaller than the rest of you. It's no...
Let's hear it for Varessa, who has once and with a 10% increase in portion size, it's a new personal best.
Well done, Varessa.
Amazing job. Oh, it's nothing.
You actually finished it?
Huh? Why wouldn't I be?
You don't feel bloated? Or like you're gonna throw...
Oh, nope. I feel good, actually. Satisfied, you know? Thanks. This is my specialty, after all. Not that it's good for anything, if I'm honest. I'd rather be like you or Coach Ian-san.
Aw, don't worry, Varessa. For someone as talented as you, it's all...
Ian-san! Did you beat the challenge too?
Of course. The regular challenge is easy for me. I've attempted the Varessa challenge a few times too, but never even came close.
Okay, there has to be more to this than just appetite. By the end, it was like the meat turned into one big greasy blob and...
Oh, that's when you balance it out with some mushrooms. Well, that's what I did anyway. As soon as the food came out, I set a few mushrooms to the side so they wouldn't soak up too much oil or get too mushy. That way, you have something fresh and...
Oh, so that's the secret!
That's right. You tried them yourselves, remember? If it tastes like a... I think more people from outside the tribe would beat the challenge if they knew about that mushroom.
Ian-san, some of the contestants are looking for you. Something about being...
They want to exercise. After all that...
Yeah, go tell them to take it.
Well, how did everyone do, Uncle Atoll?
Almost half finished the regular challenge. I believe that's a record. Either the contestants are getting more experienced, or my cooking was extra good this time.
Everything was delicious, especially when...
Thank you. When cooked at high heat, that mushroom has a special fragrance that really brings out... Oh, and since you're new here, I should mention something else about that. It's an excellent addition to any dish. But there are actually 2 varieties. Red, which is the There's not much to note about the red ones. Sell them, eat them, do whatever you want. But if you...
Huh? Why is that?
That's just what a scholar from Sumeru said when the orchard first opened. No one knows the reason. We just do as we're told. Whenever a green mushroom pops up in the orchard, I pick it and eat it. The flavor is identical to the red ones.
Okay, because that's not weirdly specific at all.
Well, of course. Who wouldn't be intrigued by something like that? Oh, by the way, Varessa, I'm almost out of red mushrooms. Could you run to the orchard and
Of course, Uncle Atoli. I'm on it. Want to come with you too?
What do you think, Traveler? Paimon wouldn't mind working off some of that food. Paimon will take that as a yes. All right, let's go. Thanks for the food.
Haha, my pleasure.
Full throttle! After that... Oh, something on your mind? Is it one up? The green mushrooms don't appear that often. Besides, if anything, I wish there were more around here. Me.
Wait, is that one right there? Huh.
See? There's nothing special about it Give me one sec. I'll start a fire and grill it right...
Paimon's gonna pass on this one. She's way too stuffed from earlier.
You mean why we have to pick and eat the green mushrooms right away? To be honest, I'm curious too. The scholar looked really serious when he said it, but he never explained the reason behind it. Uncle Atoli has a point, though. Curiosity can be a bad thing. If we stop doing what the scholar said, something terrible could happen.
You could look into it at least.
Yeah, but my tribe is more important. I know the truth is important too, but I don't have the right to make a decision that... In other words... Deep down, I guess I'm just command the truth.
Yeah, we don't have to stop following the scholar's orders. We can start by gathering information.
You know, you remind me of another just like you. She was full of courage and never stopped challenging and exploring the unknown. She's my idol. Actually, could you give me a moment? All I need is 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. You're right. I can't keep running from the truth. I want to command it, just like you said. So, where should we start with the investigation? You probably... Oh, the green mushroom, you mean? The taste is the same as the red ones. There's nothing special there.
Well, the traveler traveler is a lot more receptive than most people. He should at least give it a try.
Oh, I see. Well, then I'll grill some up right away.
So, notice anything, traveler? Just like Varessa said. Guess it was the same for all of us.
Finally, a worthy devotee after all this time. Fascinating.
Who said that?
No need for alarm. There is only one among you who piqued my interest, and that is the one with golden hair. Seeing as you all appear to be acquainted, I allowed the rest of you to hear my voice as well. Now, I shall grant you all the honor of becoming my first subjects in this. Now. You were the ones who wanted to learn more about my origins. I merely granted your wish.
Origins? Wait, you're the green mushroom?
So you do know how to use your brain, young one. You'll excuse me if I have no interest in you, craven and dull-witted as you usually seem.
Hey, watch it, buddy!
Let me remind you, it was your own curiosity that started all of this. I see no reason for me to stand down. I only granted you this audience because I saw potential in you. I am the Sage Lord of Fungi. Serving me is a great honor, as well as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Sage Lord? Good one. Did you come up with that yourself?
You mock my name? All you do is make a mockery of your own taste. Of course, the Sage Lord of Fungi is too dignified for petty arguments with lesser organisms.
Sure doesn't sound like it.
That's enough out of you. What's wrong with you humans? You should be full of reverence at this point. In that case, I don't know what went wrong, but you lack the trust and worship to be my subjects, so we shall have to table that for the time being. However, I am willing to share my sagely knowledge with you. I have all the answers you seek. As with all seekers of said knowledge, all you have to do is prove your sincerity, and we shall see if you're worthy.
Look! More green mushrooms right in front of us!
These clones are my most loyal subjects, as well as the keepers of my secrets. If you want answers, then gather your wits and search for clues. I shall await your summons. It might be advisable to brush up on your devotion in the meantime.
The voice is gone. Finally, Paimon had enough of that racket. Talking in our heads without permission, spewing a bunch of nonsense. Even a Hal is better than him.
So, do you think what he said was true? About being the Sage Lord of Fungi and all that?
Maybe, but most of it sounded like hot air to Paimon.
True. That conversation in our heads definitely was real.
And it proves these mushrooms aren't regular mushrooms at all. Something fishy is going on.
I guess this is the beginning of our hero's journey then. So let's make like heroes and get to the bottom of this. So we can command the truth and this mushroom. Okay. That sounded a lot cool.
Well, we have one thing going for us. We've faced mushrooms before.
Such insolence!
Did you hear that? Sounds like...
You're spying on us?
No response. Guess he's not gonna...
Well, he said his subjects hold the clues to his secrets. Who knows if he was telling the truth? But we can't just ignore the green mushroom. Okay, so this one is red. Ah! Fungus! It turned into a fungus! It now lives!
So this is one of his subjects?
Bull Warrior compliment! Much appreciate! No! Bull Warrior natural enemy! Eat! Must resist!
Careful, Varessa! This is a kind of monster from Sumeru, even though it looks...
A monster? Aw, that's too bad. I was hoping we could be friends.
Mercy! Mercy! Food is sacred! Everything else, waste! That all I know. Promise!
It turned back into a normal mushroom.
You mean that food is sacred?
Well, that's a whole bunch of nothing. Let's... Oh, a green mushroom! And it turned into a fungus! Nice try! Okay, let's go on the initiative. Hey, you! What's the whole...
As our Sage Lord stated, you must demonstrate your wits to receive the answers you seek. That means I should be the one asking the questions, not you.
Okay, so it turns out this one can talk. Fine. What...
Riddle? Oh, I'm not good at...
That sounds like a problem for your friends. Besides, did I say this was up for negotiation? Enough chatter. Time for... Why are all the mushrooms in this orchard willing to become the subjects of the Sage Lord?
Aw, man!
Because you're his clones, right? I remember him saying something like that.
Alas, no wits in sight. The answer could never be that simple. What? How did you get that so fast?
Oh, it's that kind of riddle.
Sumeru mushrooms! Of course!
Wait, does that mean everyone in Sumeru is into puns? Huh.
No, we just,
Well, since you have proven your wits, I will now answer your question. The act of eating is not only a physical necessity. Mushrooms like us are the Sage Lord's intermediaries. Incinerating our flesh forges a spiritual connection between you and the Sage Lord himself.
Oh, so that's why he could speak to us in our heads.
So you're saying if we want to talk to him again, all we have to do is... No, wait, don't turn back into a regular mushroom! Oh, too late.
Well, if eating is a sacred ritual, maybe we...
Oh, good thinking, Varessa! Let's try and ask the other mushroom. Oh, but we should probably pick this one first since it's a... Hey, there are two fungi over there! Looks like they're disgusting.
Have you figured out how you're going to test the humans?
Of course! Any random question should do the trick. They don't look...
Wow, cool! You green caps are so wise. Just like our Sage Lord.
It's all progressing as expected. I know exactly what they're going to ask. Oh, please tell us how to conduct the ceremony. And I shall respond. Nothing in life comes for free. You have two choices.
Ew! And they'll say, no, I'm stumped. I can't...
They're humans, idiot. They don't have caps or spores.
All right. Duh.
And then I'll say, you can't even answer the most basic of basic.
Yeah. A few more decades.
Of course, there they're so dense, it might actually take them that long to realize that. If eating is a ritual, then obviously the ceremony is the cooking.
I mean, obviously it's the cooking!
Did they just give us the answer?
Who goes there?
And you think we're the dense ones? Look in the mirror, buddy.
A floating pale organism out of nowhere! My cap almost burst into spores!
No, wait, don't disappear! At least explain yourselves first! So, we passed the test? Where's the so much for gathering our wits? We didn't have to use our brain. Oh well. The important thing is the Sage Lord of Fungi wants us to use.
That sounds right. Uncle Atoli did say, when you cook this mushroom, the...
Right! That was the case when you grilled them in the orchard too. Heat really does release their flavor. Okay, let's give it a try.
Definitely. But we should probably explain the situation.
Good call. It's best for everyone to be prepared.
Try and stop me! Rev the engines!
Okay, so it felt pretty normal in the moment, but hearing it back does sound...
So, the mushrooms in the orchard are sentient. What a remarkable...
Yeah, without your investigation, who knows what could have happened?
Thanks for looking into it, and for collecting all this information.
What a relief. I was worried it sounded like I lost my marbles.
It does sound far-fetched. After all, none of us have ever spoken to a mushroom. But we know you're not one to lie, Varessa. Besides, the origin of the green mushrooms has always been a mystery to us. Thanks to you, we now know something sinister could be going on. So, we should do our part to help.
Yeah, just let me know if there's anything I can do.
Wow, that didn't take much convincing.
Oh, wait! You said the mushrooms needed to be cooked at high heat, right? I can do that for you right now. I'll be quick. All right, I'm back. I used cast iron, so it should be hot enough.
Whoa, it smells delicious! Suddenly Paimon's hungry again.
Well,
Wait, that's his voice!
Looks like you stumbled upon the right path. But this temperature, did you really think some common stove could generate Enough heat to earn the acknowledgement of the Sage Lord? Humans are such a disappointment. You can solve my riddles but as soon as there are no more hints, not a shred of intelligence. Do try and use your brain this time.
How did it go? Did you hear the voice?
Annoying menace of a mushroom! The Sage Lord of Fungi said the heat's still not high enough.
Not high enough, huh? I guess that means we need a more powerful source of heat. Attention, everyone! We need items that can generate it.
I'll see what I can do.
Leave it to me.
We should take a look too.
Definitely. We're not super familiar.
Nothing concrete, but it spews out all kinds of stuff. Maybe there's something we can use.
Awesome! Let's go! Paimon's gonna find something scorching hot and then throw it at that stupid mushroom's face!
Light it up!
Hey, there should be some avatars of lava somewhere along. Their cores are really hot.
You know, when you think about how everyone jumped to help us like that, it seems like your tribe has been suspicious of.
Yeah, but without you, we would have never gotten this far. I mean, tons of people have tried that mushroom without a weird voice.
Right. So, even if you wanted to.
Yeah, this opportunity was a long time coming. Plus, the Sage Lord's arrogant attitude definitely tricked.
Varessa doesn't seem competitive most of the time, though. Outside of training and fighting monsters, at least.
Yeah, well, I don't really like fighting or competing, to be honest. Still, I've learned a lot from Kojian-san. She taught me that strength is a means rather than an end. We get stronger so we can use our strength when it counts. Like during the Abyss invasion. Having the training to master my vision meant that I could do something to stop it. So, no matter how scared I feel, I know I have to be brave. Because people are counting on me. Thanks. It's a work in progress. All right. Oh, looks like we can make this jump.
Uh-oh! A falling rock!
That avatar of lava pushed it down. Come on, let's charge!
Charge?
Full throttle! Get to work! Transfixed!
Allow me.
Done and dusted!
Oh, let's see!
A few more chunks like this and we should be... Hurry up, Varessa! Careful! 3 avatars of lava ahead! Fulfill our pact! You two! Time to end!
Rise with the sun! Wrath from the sky!
Rest and rebuild!
Headbutt! Look out below! Hi!
Oh no, not good! The volcano is acting up again!
Hurry up, Varessa!
What is that? It looks like a giant weasel thief. Is there a great Tolan weasel thief or something?
We call it a furnace shell mountain weasel. It's very aggressive, so be careful. Stand down! Charge! Boost! Hero incoming! Dip! Headbutt! Hero incoming! Yeah! Boost! Look out below!
What a great haul! A bunch of seeing eyes?
I think that's its back armor. It shoots out phlogiston. My dad told me about them once. Creatures that live in this piece of armor might produce even higher temperatures than the seeing eyes. We'll get those mushrooms super hot this... Oh, well... Even though I don't like fighting... For example, I've read a lot of... Theatena's most iconic feature was her mask. So I decided to make one just like hers. So now, whenever I wear the mask, it's like there's a little piece of her with me. At the same time, though...
Oh, you really think so?
Really? I feel like... I need to take it off, but the longer I put off taking that step, the more impossible it feels.
Yeah, you had the courage to make...
Oh.
Besides, Paimon thinks you're doing a great job.
Thanks for believing in me, you two. And I won't give up. Not until I can face things on my... After that pep talk, I feel like my
You're hungry already? Paimon...
Come on, let's head back to the tribe. We'll earn that mushroom's
Try and stop me!
We're back! And we found a bunch of stuff to use!
Great! We're almost done with the prepper.
I've managed to get these iron chunks red hot.
Yeah, and since we need really high temperatures, I brought the best stove I could find.
And I got a bunch of buckets of lava on standby if we need more fuel.
Yeah, but the things we brought aren't your typical cooking utensils,
Well, that mushroom started it, right, everyone? Disrespecting Varessa and her guest.
Yeah, we'll see what sort of excuses it can come up with this time.
Thanks for the help, everyone. It really means a lot.
All right, let's see what we have here. Huh? The armor of a furnace shell mountain weasel?
No, it erupted out of nowhere, and then the weasel appeared, and then,
Either way, this is something special. Back when I was training to be a chef, this kind of armor produces intense localized heat. It's great for fish because you can get a nice sear on one. Anyway, let's get started. The mushrooms are all ready to go.
All right, let's go.
Whoa! The fragrance is so much more intense! And what's with this weird mist? Wait, no. Something's not right. Where are we? Where did everyone go?
I have no idea. We just showed up here. I can't see the others anymore.
Huh? Is something wrong?
That's a cuddle! Chief! We don't know where we are!
What? I know it's hard to see through this mist, but aren't you here at the tribe with the rest of us? No. What are you feeling?
Because you are the only worthy devotees, of course.
Evil jerk of a mushroom, so...
He does look a bit more evil than the other
I am no longer concerned with your insolence. On the contrary, I have a goal of my own. Let me reiterate once more. The great sage lord...
Ha! The only way anyone should...
Now, don't be hasty. It's inadvisable to speak in absolutes. You refuse, only cherish this opportunity. As you know, Tivat is not a peaceful place. The gods wage war against one another, Monsters roamed the land, but then humanity discovered me and learned that I could grant them unlimited.
If we want to become strong, we just have to eat this.
Those monsters are no match for me!
And so, the humans worshipped me as their savior.
You really expect us to believe that? Besides, as far as
Such arrogance! Take that back and apologize before I lose my temper.
You win!
I mean, those monsters really don't look that scary. Not the kind you'd need a.
You insignificant mortals boast of strength? Let's ride! Suffer the wrath of Easley! Well fought! You see? You ate a fair amount of my clones.
Huh. Weren't we in...
I'll admit, you're not entire...
No, don't just... Another... Well, which...
Yeah, let's go. I think he's trying to tell us a story.
I soon became humanity's faith, and, with my power, created countless clones, with which I could bestow upon them an end. Food is a scarce resource, a faith that provides for the needs of the flesh, and as my subjects gave themselves in service, either as civilians or warriors, I rewarded them with mushrooms.
That's it.
What are you insinuating?
Well, it's possible people couldn't afford to be picky back then.
Yeah, but now, even some...
Sustenance and strength. Such are the pillars of faith. So what do you think? Once you become my subjects, all you have to do is build a civilization dedicated to the mushrooms. What do you mean?
Right. If the humans dedicated themselves in service to you, then shouldn't you have your own tribe at the... But I've read a lot of woven scrolls about the heroes of Natlan, and I've never come across anything about some...
Of course not. I was in a different nation at the time. I don't suppose you know their history, too.
Yeah, and we didn't hear anything about a mushroom civilization.
I never said it was Sumeru. I have no idea where that assumption is coming from. A trivial detail. You know what? You don't deserve to know.
Yeah, if you want us to respect you...
True. If we don't know how the story ends, it doesn't hold much weight now.
All right, fine. Same rules as before. If you want the truth, if you fail to prove your worth, good luck getting another detail out of me.
He ran off.
Oh. Uh-huh.
He jumped down from here! So it looks like we just need to... Is something wrong, Traveler? Off?
That's how I feel too. Based on his personality, if he won't tell us how things turned out in the end, it must... Besides, how did he even get from Sumeru to Natlan? Seems like he's avoiding that, and through it all, he still hasn't given up on recruiting us. Even though...
Yeah, he seemed pretty annoyed with our questions. Why not just kick us to the curb?
But why?
All right, sounds like a plan.
Let's ride. Catch me if you can. If you can figure out which way to go, of course.
Hurry up, Varessa! Running late again. Leave this to me. I'll clear a path for you. I think we can get these mushrooms to form a path. We just need to wait for the right timing.
Get loaded.
Hurry up, Varessa! Look out below!
A dead end?
Jump up. Let it give us a ride. All right, this should be good. Get ready and jump! Hurry up,
Backed into a corner, huh?
We've got you this time!
Ow! Well, that hurt, you know. You humans have such violent tendencies.
How did we lose him?
Not again. Although, I think I pulled something off of him.
A ball of mist. Oh no, it's spreading! Ah, they're gonna eat us!
Gonna eat us! Eat us! Ungrateful humans! At this rate, I won't have any clones left. The more my clones are consumed, the less power I have. The situation grows dire. Why must the humans eat so much? My power is all but spent, but it was still enough to control a single human. Now all of Sumero knows how scrumptious my mushrooms are. So if I want to grow, I must relocate. And if I want it to happen fast, I need suitable environmental conditions. You! Take me somewhere hot. The hotter the better.
Yes, my lord.
Is this the place, human?
Yes. This is a volcano in a land far to the west. The temperatures here get very high. It should be a most suitable location for your lordship to regain his strength. I shall now find a good place to plant you, my lord, so that your mycelial majesty may take...
Yes, proceed. Huh? An earthquake? No, a volcanic eruption!
So that's how it ended. No wonder he tried to hide it from us.
I thought he said people formed communities around this mushroom and used it as their main source of food.
Yeah, but It looks like his following got too big and he couldn't keep up with the demand.
Huh. He used the mushrooms as his main recruitment tactic. But then the situation got out of control.
Which means the more mushrooms the humans ate, the...
Wow. So his
Nope. Which explains why there aren't any records about some kind of mushroom civilization. In the end, he mind-controlled a human to bring him to Natlan and then got buried.
Yeah. For who knows how. When we were talking to him earlier, he seemed kind of, out of
Well, he has been living under a rock, but clearing out this area for your orchard finally allowed him to start regaining his power.
Yeah, that sounds right. My parents always thought it was so weird that mushrooms kept popping up around the orchard no matter what we did. Wait, but if everything we saw is true, that means this mushroom has mind control powers or something?
Hold on. Do you remember what he showed us? A group of humans worshipping a giant mushroom. It just doesn't make sense. But when he started running out of power, he couldn't keep it up.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that's why he doesn't seem to be able to control us either.
Oh? Why?
All right, then let's find this mushroom. Get back on track. Huh. Ooh.
Oh, the environment changed again. Nothing to faze Paimon at this point.
Let's keep looking. He can't hide forever.
Coming!
Running late again. Time to roll. Get back on track. Fulfill our pact.
Hold the line.
So you made it this far. Impressive. In that case...
He hid himself in the statue. What should we do? Actually, that checks out. We're just gonna smash it, right? Cool.
Laid bare. Let's ride.
Full throttle! Get to work! You two! Time to end them!
We've got you this time, nasty mushroom!
We thought you were just a mushroom that happened to taste good. But now we know.
It would seem you're not completely devoid of intelligence. Did you think I was running away because I was scared? Oh, my schemes have been exposed, you say. No matter.
What?
Although I prefer to call myself the Sage Lord of Fun, you now behold the god Bifrons, the sole protagonist in this indeed foolish, shallow, and ungrateful humans. Have you forgotten your savior during this time of war? You have no food in which to satiate your hunger, no means with which to counter the hordes of monsters. Just one word, and you could have had my protection. But now, that opportunity, no matter. My plan has already What you saw when you cooked the mushrooms was not mist, but spores. And that's where their true power lies. Because, given a bit of time to grow, you see, considering my current level of power, I had no way to create large number of clones. And you delivered one to me on a
So, you kept running away from us because you need...
Precisely. Before long, the green mushrooms will multiply at an unstoppable rate, allowing me to... Then, I shall reclaim my dignity and status as a god, achieve victory in the Archon War.
You have no concept of time, do you?
Nonsense! Is that not the source of your suffering? All I hear in this land is war this and war that. If you fear the Archon War, all the more reason to...
Pretty sure they're talking about the war against the Abyss.
Huh?
The Archon War? I guess I've heard about that once or twice, but only...
Ha! I see what's going on here. You're using... You know, my original plan was to imprison you here until the end of time. Once nothing is left of this land but an endless field of mushrooms, I'll set you free. Now, I was going to offer you a glimmer of hope by allowing you to pledge yourselves to me and take on the burden of managing my... But now, the deal is off. What did you say?
The Traveler explained everything. The only reason I could hear you is because I've eaten so many mushrooms over the years.
Yeah, and Paimon ate a whole bunch during the competition. Paimon's small, so it didn't take as many mushrooms for her to be affected. Point being, most people would have to eat a monstrous amount of mushrooms to even hear you over the buzz of a mosquito. So you latched onto us as a group of people who can actually hear your voice.
You said your mushrooms need time to grow, which means...
I may not have my former strength, but keeping a few humans right where I want them is a small task. Unless you think you can take on a creature as vicious and powerful as... Because you definitely can't!
Let's get out of here!
Yeah, if he was telling the truth, we need to get back to the...
Oh, no! You must be bluffing! A few measly humans couldn't possibly be that powerful! And what's this...
Paimon's not gonna waste one more word on this guy. Let's go!
What should we do?
Worried? Ha ha ha! Don't be! It's just a few mushrooms. Unholy!
Get ready to feast!
More, please! Guess it's time to dig in!
Stop this at once! Huh?
What a great meal!
And with that, we took care of all the green mushrooms. Now, care to tell me what happened earlier? Someone planted a god in Varessa's orchard and...
Yeah, we know not every god that's still around is super strong, but this one reached a whole new low.
Also, didn't he have his facts all wrong? He kept going on about some kind of...
Ah, well, Natlan was never part of the Archon War, so it rarely comes up around these parts. It makes sense that you don't know much about it, Varessa.
Whoa, hold on. Are you serious?
Of course. The infighting between the dragons pretty much took over everything. So, there was no room for the gods to join in.
Yep, that checks out. Living under a rock all those years, Mushroom God wakes up, thinking it's still the Archon War, and tries to use that to give...
Little did he know, our lives are much better now than in the Age of the Dragons.
So what do we do now? It can't be easy to slay a god.
I guess it's back to business as usual. As long as we keep picking the green mushrooms, that god is just a... Actually, Alright, here's good. So, it's not... Your encouragement gave me the courage to investigate the green mushrooms and helped me resolve a threat to my tribe. And maybe this sounds weird considering everything, but... It was a really awesome adventure. I had fun. Oh, why's that? I never thought my appetite would save the day, but it's like you said. All it takes is a little patience and perseverance. If I start to doubt myself in the future, all I need to do is think of this experience.
Hey, you two! Akata was saying that since a scholar from Sumeru warned the tribe about the mushrooms, someone there must... Should we go check it out? Couldn't hurt...
Oh, good point. But if we're heading to...
Right, and it's not a quick trip. We have to cross the whole desert.
Good idea.
Oh, Catherine's back! And isn't that kind of...
Word from the speaker's chamber was that an Amurta scholar happened to be conducting research in the area. So they helped me to get in touch.
Yep, you're an expert, so you must know all...
Yeah, the mushrooms started popping up in our orchard not too long. Of course, you're welcome anytime. I wanted to ask though, you said what remains of his clones? Does that mean there are clones?
Zamaran?
You know that name?
Yeah, Hyman calls it Sheesh Room. We should go see Zamaran one of these days.
Ooh, I'll come. It'll be nice to interact. I would never. Ad Astra